When this season is all said and done, I want there to be one team that is the best team in college football, undisputed. And I believe the only real way to see that is if we get Georgia, Michigan in the national championship rematch of last year's semifinal. And the main reason I think there will be question marks around who the actual best team is if TCU or Ohio State were to reach it and win. Like, obviously, if Georgia or Michigan still won the championship, generally you have that answer. But if you get that matchup, it's just top notch because you get the best two teams, no question, going at it. So if we look at what they've had to handle in their season, this is the big challenge for Georgia. They had number one Tennessee come to town and had no problem beating them deep. And really, in any way, they really had very few issues. Their defense held up. They did struggle to score in the second half, but looked very, very strong in their matchup. And then you go, don't forget, okay, this is why Ohio State really can't be seen as the clear best team in college football by the end of it all, unless they really redeem themselves against Michigan in the championship, which they would have to get to first. I don't really see all that happening. I want to see this matchup because the other storyline is that it's a rematch. These guys from Michigan watched Georgia celebrate at the end of last year's, and they're back. All right. And so we're going to see, are they that much better? Is McCarthy and Edwards that much better? Obviously, Corum, you'd love to see him. He's not going to be able to play, but these guys in the biggest games, look at who the leaders are. The Penn State game, Edwards, even when Corum was the starter, broke out two huge runs like he did against Ohio State, put up 173, 41-17 win. You go to the Ohio State game, you have JJ going crazy, 263 passing, the rushing touchdown. Edwards, two long runs. So these guys are made for big games, and the leaders in the Purdue game, same thing. So there's a lot to that. And don't forget, last year the problem was that Cade could not move in the pocket. JJ can run. And not only can he run and fight for out of bounds yards, when a deep ball comes and he needs to throw it, he can make that throw. Okay? Just because we haven't seen it too often just means that the dominance of the team was so strong that they didn't even need to throw. That's a positive, not a negative. And Georgia has struggled over the course of their season. They won all their games, but Georgia Tech was a problem in the first half. Kentucky held them to 16 points. They only beat Missouri by 4. Now, I know they've improved over the course of the season. They just beat LSU, but I don't know, dude. They aren't as unbeatable as last season. And so this matchup just provides us the best possible event in LA. Like, it just doesn't get any better. Okay, SoFi Stadium, Michigan, Georgia, two best teams, rematch from last year. I want to see it. I hope you want to see it too.